Hey guys, welcome to Red50. Thank you for tuning into another video. If you're new to the channel, thank you for stopping by. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell for future videos. Alright, so today I want to bring you the 1-year review of my 2019 Mustang GT. Yes, it has been exactly a year since I've had this car. I got this car on August 3rd, 2019, so I guess about a year and a couple weeks. Just to give you a background, I upgraded from a 2006 Mustang GT, which was a beautiful torch red. So I just knew for my upgrade, I knew I had to get a race red Mustang GT. So basically I searched all over the place to get the 401A package, race red Mustang GT. So you can imagine how excited I was just to find the exact car I wanted. As I picked her up, she had about 17 miles or so. It was brand new, but I guess few miles from unloading and loading the car and just doing the first off, like the dealer inspection to make sure everything is good and no scratches or whatsoever. So at 1 year mark, she's sitting at a little over 11,000 miles, so right below the national average of 12,000 miles a year. But obviously with everything going around, it did not get driven as much as I would have liked it to. So in this video, I wanted to give my insight as to how I feel about my ownership 1 year ownership of the Mustang GT, what I love about it, any problems I've encountered, and if I regret my purchase decision of my 2019 Mustang GT. Right, so let's touch on the things that I love about this car, things that I've enjoyed in my 1 year of ownership of this 2019 Mustang GT. So I just want to get it out of the way that I absolutely love this car. I mean, 460 horsepower, it just straight up rips. And this is also my daily driver, so the interior is somewhat important to me as well. That's why I opted for the 401A package of my Mustang. It's got the heated and ventilated leather seat, the digital gauge, better interior materials, and whatnot. Having all these interior luxury options and all the amenities that this 401A package provides, it's been a great experience because, like I said, this car is my daily driver. So just sitting in traffic, just doing grocery runs and everything. I also like to have a comfortable, nice interior, and overall, the S550 Mustang has been providing that. The interior is miles ahead of S197 Mustang, which I previously had. The car is surprisingly comfortable for the road trips too. I've taken a few road trips in this car, about 4 or 5 hour drives, so nothing too far, but I've enjoyed this car every bit. You have plenty of power to have fun with, but if you want just a nice cruiser, it does that well as well, and it doesn't fatigue you. You can be cruising around just 60, 70 miles per hour and not trying to floor it. It's not going to be too stiff, it's not going to be too bumpy. It does it pretty well. And the miles per gallon has been actually really great. I know no one buys Mustang GT for its fuel economy, but I can average 21 miles per gallon or so daily driving this car, which I would say is probably like a 50-50 split between highway and city. But again, like 460 horsepower, 21 miles per gallon average is really great. I have seen up to 28 miles per gallon on some of the road trips where I was really gentle with the car. One of the main reasons that the fuel economy is so great is because of the new 10-speed transmission. 10-speed transmission has been really great to me. It also keeps the car in the power band because, as we know, 5.0 makes most of its power up top. So after each shift, since there's like so many gears stacked close together, after each shift you're still in the power band and it just keeps pulling. So I think it's really beneficial that the 10-speed is paired with the Gen 3 Coyote, and in my opinion, it's just the perfect combination. I actually did a couple runs with full bolt-on's 2016 Mustang GT. It was a 6-speed manual, but it was full bolt-on. I don't think it was E85. I want to say it was 93 octane, but I was able to keep 1-2 car lengths easily, which speaks volume for this 10-speed transmission. Given the power difference between the Gen 3 and Gen 2 Coyote is only 25 horsepower, which I'm assuming with all the full bolt-ons, he probably matched me in the horsepower or even then some actually. But just the 10-speed transmission, it shifts so fast, it just keeps the car in power band, and it's been an amazing experience for that. In terms of overall build quality, I want to say the interior and exterior have held pretty great too. I don't have any paint issues right now. And interior, like there's no rips or no rattles or creaks, nothing unusual that I've seen or noticed. So it's been pretty great. Obviously, it just has only 11,000 miles, so it's too early to call anything. But overall, the interior has been holding up pretty decently. With the introduction of the S550 Mustang, the car has become so refined. You can do triple digit speeds and not feel it. I do miss the rawness of my S197 Mustang GT, but once you get used to the refinement, it's difficult to turn back. I basically enjoy having a really tame cruiser with the S550 Mustang, and if I'm just trying to run errands, doing groceries, it's just a really easy to drive car, but put the pedal down and it just transformed into a complete different beast. It's almost like having two cars in one kind of experience. In my opinion, it's amazing. Now, obviously, not everything has been just great, so I want to highlight something that I don't like about the car or the problems in case you're in the market for one. So, engine tick has been an issue with the Gen 3 Coyotes. Most people, including Ford, claim that it's the normal characteristic for the engine and no fix is required. And I know there's plenty of examples out there with the Gen 3 Coyotes having high miles, well, at least relatively for how new they are, or even high horsepower builds with the Gen 3 Coyotes that are running just fine. So I would say I'm not too worried about it, but nonetheless, it's annoying. After my first oil change, I experienced a tick, but it went away after, I want to say, 1,000 miles or so. I got my second oil change recently, actually, and thankfully did not experience the tick. On one startup, I actually did hear the tick randomly, but it never came back. So I want to say I am still pretty far out from the tick and I'm not dealing with it. But I guess I would be annoyed if I constantly had it because either way, you don't want to worry about a potential engine problems with a brand new car. I do have an in-depth video on the engine tick that you can check out on the link below or by clicking the card above. Another thing I've experienced is some 10-speed transmission issues. Like most transmissions, it learns your driving habits and adjusts accordingly. 10-speed transmission is no different. 10-speed transmission can actually be a little bit jerky when not fully calibrated to your driving style. So I experienced that initially, but I want to say like first 500 miles or so, but it's been smooth since then. But I guess as it was learning my driving style and trying to figure out the shift points, one of the files got corrupted, which would cause the transmission to jerk pretty harshly on some of the downshifts. It would only do it when the car was in D or drive setting and the car was in 10th gear, and the kickdown would require the transmission to do it 6th gear or below. If I drop it to 7th, 8th, 9th, no problem. But and even if I put the car in the sport mode or sport plus track mode, and drop any gear, again, no problem at all. It was just smooth as butter. So it was just annoying if I'm just cruising around and wanted to get on the gas a little bit. I would, I want to say 90% of the time experience that little harshness in the downshift, and it was just pretty annoying. So I actually took the car in to the dealer. They figured out it was the corrupted file, so they deleted the corrupted file and updated the transmission software. It's been pretty great since then, but if you wanted to check it out, I'll leave the link in the description or you can click the card above if you want to learn more about that issue. But I mean, aside from those two things on my 2019 Mustang GT, I want to say everything has been pretty great. I enjoy this car. Nothing has been a deal breaker. So I would say those issues, at least for now, have been minor inconvenience, but nothing major to be honest. Like it's not something like where my car is just stuck at the dealer for days and weeks. And there's been people who've done it with some cars, and that's just annoying. You're paying for a car, you can't drive it. It's stuck at the dealer. The dealer doesn't know what to do it. So I think I've been pretty great with it. I would say like all these issues have been like minor inconvenience, and I'm not too worried about that, at least for now. So overall, my first year experience owning my 2019 Mustang GT has been actually really great. Every day I drive this car, I love it even more. It didn't get driven as much as I wanted to this summer, obviously with everything we're experiencing right now, because originally I just wanted to, do a lot of road trips in this car, and that was like part of the reasoning of getting a brand new car, just not having to worry about miles and who's driven it before, what the history is. I just wanted a clean slate and go about it and, modify as I wanted to and not have to worry about miles on it. But obviously, what we're going through right now, I just haven't been able to drive it as much as I would like to, but hopefully things would open up soon and I can do more road trips in this car. But nonetheless, it's still been really fun to drive this car with, you know, less traffic on the roads and back roads. It's been still fun to just take it on the back road, go for a spin, and just have fun with the car. And I have Course Extreme, so it just makes every drive blast. So overall, I do not regret my decision of purchasing the 2019 Mustang GT. It's been really great to me, aside from those couple minor inconveniences. I don't think that's a big deal. I've really enjoyed this car, and every day I drive it, I just love it even more. The additions from the refresh has actually made this Mustang an even better deal, like the Gen 3 Coyote, 10-speed transmission, and overall just better interior. Well, guys, this about concludes my 1 year ownership review of my 2019 Mustang GT. I hope you found this review to be useful and helpful if you're in the market for one. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to Red 50 for more videos.